So this is the AO3 for the defence of necessity. The evaluation of necessity probably would revolve around the fact that a defence may not actually be needed in criminal law. However, there are some reasons that a defence should exist in criminal law. So first of all, the defendant is not a true criminal, therefore they need a defence, and this is a full defence which results in an acquittal. So it's unfair to punish a defendant when all they have done is chosen the lesser of two evils. The second point is that this all comes from common law. So common law, as we know, is flexible. Judges can develop it and look at things on a case-by-case basis. The next issue you could talk about is murder. Murder is not always clear-cut, as we discover in the case of Re A. So doctors needed this defence for murder because otherwise, if they had separated the conjoined twins without a possible defence, then they could have seen themselves criminally liable. There are, however, strict conditions for Re A, so we are not legalising euthanasia. So doctors in the future do have strict conditions to follow, and they need this defence in order to carry out their job ethically, and the defence is ensuring that patients are treated fairly and that doctors act in their best interests. The issues about the defence really not being needed, well, it's very rarely used in criminal law, so why do we still need a defence? Duress of circumstances seems to be the modern, up-to-date defence. Common law is very uncertain. Yes, there is a system of precedent, but judges can distinguish in order to not follow it, and also judges are unelected, so therefore it is undemocratic. It's actually very difficult to measure one life against another's. And you could argue maybe it's wrong for the courts to make this decision. You know, judges are tackling huge ethical and moral dilemmas. The other thing you could talk about is that, well, yeah, we've said you don't need a defence. The issue with that is that you do need a defence, because if you don't, when somebody is convicted, you could take it into account as a mitigating factor when sentencing. However, they are still then a convicted criminal, and it's really unfair to treat the defendant as a criminal. We can't rely upon a prosecution not being brought, because what if the CPS do bring a prosecution? So there are lots of arguments for and against the defence, but those are some of the main ones.